Greetings, folks. An here with a World of Warships replay. Today we are featuring Jimijaz in the premium Tier 7 U.S. Navy light cruiser, the USS Atlanta. He is division with Lynn Wilkie in the Tier 7 German destroyer, the Jimijaz, and with myself in the Tier 7 German heavy cruiser, the York. We are in a standard battle on two brothers. We are top tier, but most notably, this is a double carrier match, including a very skilled opposing Kaga player. Jim's upgrades and commander skills are all about the anti-air, including BFT, AFT, and the manual AA skill, and this is the commander from his USS Nicholas, thus the use of Last Stand. Jim is going to shoot down a considerable number of planes during this match, and this kind of keeps with the theme of some recent replays that I've had on my channel, highlighting mechanics of the game that don't involve doing damage, but are often crucial in winning, and in this case, shooting down planes and denying airspace is often critical when facing carriers. Wargaming announced in the last couple of days that the new carrier mode will start with 0.8.0 in early 2019, and it kind of felt like in the last day or so that we were seeing more carriers in game, maybe trying to get in their last licks with the current gameplay style that is real-time strategy. Maybe it was just coincidence, that maybe we saw more carriers. I'm not sure. But in any case, since Jim will not be doing a great deal of damage during this match, I'm going to accelerate the replay so that we can focus on how he kind of controls the airspace and the number of planes that he shoots down. So Jim, Lynn, and I moved to the west side to defend the flank, and this being standard battle means a lot of standoff positioning and a lot of long-range gunnery, but Jim is creating a major advantage for himself and our team in the position that he is taking. So he is creating this very large no-fly zone over the central part of the map, and in my experience, a lot of aircraft carrier players like to use the central channel on two brothers to send their airplanes because there tends to be less AA cover there. Tends not to be a lot of ships that go into the central channel, and that any that do tend to be pretty easy pickings for aircraft carriers. But here we are, just not even 5 minutes into the battle, and Jim has already racked up 25 airplane kills. So he's already 60% the way there to an AA defense expert achievement in this battle. And we can see that there are some both allied and opposing ships, or at least there was an opposing ship in the central channel, but those ships have now become easy prey, or relatively easy prey, for the aircraft carrier. But here again, Jim is using his defensive fire, and he's now shot down another 24 planes, and has already achieved AA defense expert, and he's already up to 49 planes shot down. So his role, even though, again, he's only done 4,000 in damage, he's basically chewed up probably 40% of the total hangar capacity of both carriers combined in the position that he has taken. Now, what's going to end up happening here over the next couple of minutes is that the opposing carriers are now just going to focus their efforts on the east flank because, one, there are weaker AA ships there, and two, those ships are a little more spread out and overextended, and therefore are easy targets, or easier targets, for the aircraft carriers. And Jim is going to be scoring fewer airplane kills at this point. And so the west flank here on our side, we're going to start pushing because we need to put some pressure on the opposing ships because our east flank is starting to collapse. In fact, you can see there is an allied destroyer that's headed south to the carriers. And in fact, our remaining allied battleship, which was a Texas, has been taken out on these flank, and now the allied destroyer on these flank has also been taken out. So we have nothing on the east flank. We do have a ship advantage and we do have a point advantage, but now we're in a position that our team on the west side has to put pressure. Here is the opposing Kaga player, and again, this is the stronger of the aircraft carriers on the opposing team. And now we take down one of the two remaining destroyers on the opposing team, and we're putting a lot of pressure now on this opposing Kaga. Unfortunately, Lynn is taken out by the opposing Kaga as he was closing in on the Kaga player, but the Allied Nicholas that you can see in the India 4 quadrant is actually going to get another fire on the Kaga player and is going to end up taking him down in the end. Here, Jim and I are going to work on finishing off this opposing Myoko. There goes the Nicholas, who was also taken out by the Kaga player, but the Nicholas again did get a fire on the Kaga and finished him off. And now we're down to one opposing destroyer, which is this T-61, which just took a torpedo from the Allied Ranger, as well as the opposing Independence. I'm not sure if the Independence at this point has been deplaned. He's probably pretty close if he hasn't already. These opposing plane torpedo bombers that you see are what's left of the Kaga fleet, and Jim is going to shoot down one of these aircraft, bringing his total airplane kill up to 65. So I'm going to return to a normal speed at this point. Jim has done a spectacular job chewing up a considerable portion of the opposing aircraft carriers' squadrons. Our Allied Ranger, again, good heads up. He goes off and finishes off the sole remaining destroyer, which was the T-61. That did make a good choice to go to our cap, because at that point that was really the primary way for the opposing team to win, was to try to cap us out. But we're just going to stay in this cap and win but through capping. We do discover the opposing Indianapolis. There he is. I'm sorry, the opposing Independence very late in the game. And I and the York are going to get one salvo off, but it is actually not going to land before we cap out and we win the match. So Jim did a spectacular job. Again, he didn't do a whole lot of damage. I mean, not even 28k, but the 65 plane kills earned him a lot of XP, and he definitely comes in top for our team and for the game, and for good reason. So a terrific job by Jim. I do have the screenshots that will show the breakup of the planes that he shot down for each of the carriers. He also shot down a couple of fighter planes from the Myoko, and again for a total of 65 planes. Quite interestingly, the vast majority of the planes he shot down was actually from the experienced Kaga player. I don't know if the Kaga player wasn't sure what was shooting down his planes, and he just by choice ended up flying a lot of his planes over Jim. But either way, Jim did a great job. So I hope you enjoyed the replay and the commentary. Please do leave your comments below, and as always, we hope to see you out there, and we wish you happy sailing.